Hello, Ayomide. Thank you very much for agreeing to speak with me this afternoon. Maybe we can start by you just introducing yourself.
Thank you very much for having me, Ma. I'm always very happy to talk about my experience with breast cancer. My name is Ayomide Agbola. I'm 39. I'm going to be 40 in January. I'm married. I have two children. I work as an electrical engineer. I like to garden and dance salsa.
I visited your Instagram page, and one thing that strikes me as I go through that page, or as I went through that page, was the fact that rather than have an emotional meltdown when you discovered that you had breast cancer, you approached it from a very logical and practical angle. Um, can you explain that sort of response?
So I think it was a couple of things. The first thing for me was that it was a very early stage cancer. So I kind of had it at the back of my mind that okay, this is survivable, right? The first thought that crossed my mind when I found the lump was, let's see what happens here, because it was like, okay, I mean, what are the odds? Nobody in my family has had cancer before, or at least if they did in the very earlier generations, we didn't know it was cancer. And secondly, I was ready to start working on it. I was happy to start working on it immediately. The other thing that I was thinking about was some members of my family are very emotional. So I didn't want those emotions to now cloud the decision making process and make it more difficult for me to, move forward, because I was 32 at the time. So in my mind, I was adult enough to make my own decisions, and I wanted to be very objective in my decision making. So that was where the logic came from. I wasn't going to let anybody else's emotions or the thoughts and feelings and all of that cloud or obstruct the decision making process.
You were breastfeeding at the time.
Yes, I
And
was.
you were breastfeeding your first child when you discovered certain symptoms.
Yeah.
And you headed for your doctor. How long did it take, that process of going to the doctor, going through tests, getting the diagnosis, taking your decision? How long did that take?
The first symptom I saw was around April of 2018. I saw blood in my breast milk. I went to a general surgeon who said, it's because you're an older mother, your breasts are working for the first time, don't worry about it, the bleeding will stop. Interestingly, the bleeding stopped, so I didn't think it was anything big. But in August the same year, there was now a lot more blood than I had seen before. And that was when I felt for a lump and found it. Um, so by September, I had done the first lumpectomy. I did another one in February the following year, but I already gotten the diagnosis by November. So I got the diagnosis by November. The doctor gave me all the options, but said I need to do a wider excision to get out more of the tissue to see if the cancer was spreading in the area where it was found. So I would say from the first symptom to when I had the treatment option that I selected was about a year. It was from April 2018 to May 2019. I had the mastectomy in 2019. So the testing and all of that didn't take a lot of time. I mean, 3 months out of that was not seeing any symptoms after seeing the bleeding. But then testing and sending the test for histology and all sending samples for histology and all of that probably took about 6 months to figure things out essentially.
How did you decide which method of treatment you were going to use?
I selected the option that gave me the most peace of mind. So I was diagnosed with something called DCIS, ductal carcinoma in situ, which really just means that the cancer is still in the exact duct where it formed, the exact breast duct where it formed. It hadn't spread at all. So it's the easiest type of breast cancer. I got the good cancer, if I can put it that way. It's the easiest kind of breast cancer to cure or treat, because it's in an isolated position. If you move quickly, it can be taken out, a tumor can be taken out. And then the options I was given, I could just do chemotherapy, I could do radiotherapy, or a combination of both. I could do a conservative mastectomy, I could do hormone therapy, and then I could just do a full mastectomy. So I didn't want chemo and radio because I just didn't feel comfortable with that kind of invasive treatment, which is interesting to say, because cutting off my breast is even more invasive. But I didn't, and I also didn't want hormone therapy because I knew that would affect my childbearing capabilities, and I had just had my first child. So I decided to go for the complete mastectomy because it gave me the most peace of mind. I was confident that they would cut off the breast. Any chances of the cancer having spread would be taken out with the breast. They would also take out lymph nodes from under the arm and test those and make sure that there were no traces of cancer in all of the tissue that was taken out. So the mastectomy gave me the most peace of mind. It was drastic. The doctor called it using a sledgehammer to kill an ant. But I didn't mind that. I just felt like I would be comfortable that, any possible traces of the cancer had been taken out. So that was how that decision was made. Of course, some people were not happy about it. But I've been cancer free since then, to the glory of God. So I don't regret it in any way whatsoever.
And let me just ask you this. After conquering breast cancer, do you consider yourself to be a cancer survivor or a cancer champion?
That is interesting. So we call ourselves champions or survivors, right? And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe the champion has a different a different aspect to it, in that there is now advocacy and spreading the word about it, which is what a lot of us do. For me personally, the reason that I'm happy to have conversations like this, to talk about my experience, to really help people figure out what to do if they ever get a diagnosis and all of that, is because we hear a lot about cancer deaths because survivors don't speak up. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are more people surviving cancer than those that are dying from it. But those that are surviving cancer don't speak up, because there's this stigma that, this person is sick, or this person, I don't know if it is not contagious and things like that. I mean, even those that are educated will think about things like, oh, the cancer might be genetic, maybe their children are at risk and things like that. There's a man who had breast cancer that I know of, and he has not told anybody because he has daughters and he doesn't want his daughters to now be stigmatized. They're young, I don't think they're married. He doesn't want his daughters to be stigmatized because of his experience. That is part of the reason that there is a silence around cancer survivorship. But championing is necessary because we need to spread the word. We need people to know how to find out, go about treatment quickly, and just survive as well as possible.
Definitely, you have given a lot of people hope. So
Yes,
thank you very much. Congratulations for being the cancer champion that you are, survivor. Yes, thank you so much.